It's okay. It's all right.
Thinking.
Last one's best one. We'll get underway.
Well, really grateful to be here. Being my first Big Ten media days is just exciting to be at a place and a conference that appreciates our sport and is continuing to push the level of where we want to go. And we had an awesome spring season with these young women, and just really looking forward to starting in a few short days, and a lot of decisions to be made, but exciting ones.
Hi, Abby Harris, Go Big Redcast. Danny, I'll ask you first. You've coached against Big Ten teams while at Louisville, but what do you anticipate is going to be the difference moving from a few Big Ten teams to the entire conference of the Big Ten?
No, I think just from top to bottom, obviously probably the strongest conference in the country, and you might get by one opponent one night, but then you have another great opponent the next night. There's some back-to-back matches, which I think is a little bit unique, where we're playing Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, so there's really no rest time. That creates a much tougher prep schedule of getting ready for an opponent. But I think that the travel piece is it's also a challenge when you think about going all the way out to the West Coast and then all the way to the East Coast. So being in Nebraska, we arguably have to travel the furthest. I don't know if that's exactly true, but close to the furthest, both sides of the coast. So I think those three things are going to be the biggest differences.
Lincoln Arneal, Huskers Illustrated. Rebecca, you talked about this a little bit in the spring, but it's your senior year. Has that sunk in fully now at this point too? And how are you approaching your last go around with the Huskers?
Yeah, no, it definitely has not fully sunk in. There have been a lot of opportunities for me to reflect, but honestly, I'm just trying to live in the moment. I think I just want to play free, honestly. I've had a few conversations with the staff that I don't really care for the accolades. I feel like, All-American and even like the national championship, like those things it's just a product versus the actual journey is where the joy is at. And I just want to enjoy it. And I have a lot of growth I need to do. So I just feel like the way that I'm approaching the gym now is I'm thinking long-term and how I can just be of service to my teammates, regardless of the moment or what role I'm needed. I want to be able to serve that and serve it well. But yeah, I don't think it's fully sunken in. I've had like a few conversations. I'm like, oh, wow. So yeah. I know.
We find some square feet. Danny, gotta ask you about Virginia, the Italian player. How did you find her, and how did you, for lack of a better term, convince the NCAA that you could bring in a fourth-year pro so accomplished, of that stature, that work? Because there are so many other instances before this brave new world of the NCAA, though, where something like that could never have happened.
Well, she was being recruited before I even got to Nebraska, so I certainly didn't find her or go over to Italy and recruit her. That was already in the works, and I think the NCAA used the same approach they always do: is what was she getting paid and how long is she, like, what's her age? And so they deemed that she's eligible for 3 years, and so we're gonna take that. I know she's really excited for this new experience and a new culture and a new challenge.
You guys have been in the gym with her, I'm sure. What kind of player is she? What's she like?
Yeah, she's a joy. She's super fun, more quiet in her regular nature, but she's definitely come out of her shell a lot. She's actually quite a jokester as well. I think she's quite funny. But yeah, I think she's a great blocker. I love her range. There's this one line shot that my campers actually watched and they kept talking about the next day. So she's got a lot of range as an attacker and blocker.
Yeah, she's the sweetest girl ever. I always have a million questions for her about what it was like in Italy and how living there was different, playing there was different. But she's also, I think our team does a really good job of opening the floor to let people be themselves and feel welcomed. And I know we've talked about that a few times. So I think she's really been able to come out of her shell faster than she expected.
Danny, I think I saw you make the comment, 3 biggest things you do are have a trial and start a new job. Do you feel like you're settled in Nebraska? You're ready for the season ahead? You've had time to really kind of
Yes,
Settle your life, outside life down.
Yes, I feel like I got out of the trenches a couple weeks ago of the newborn trenches, and so now it's time to focus on this season and this team. And I'm just really, again, grateful is a common theme here, but the team has been amazing. The staff has been amazing with this transition. And there are times, I was talking to, Bergen, who was our summer captain. I'm like, oh, I would have helped more maybe in the past when I wasn't giving birth. So I think they've really understood it though, and given me some grace in this new role. So I'm excited for us to fully be together and present and in the moment here in a few days.
Coach Nick Sainer with 93.7 The Ticket in Lincoln. Hey, you mentioned in your opening statement you have some decisions to make, and there's a lot of things that you have to decide on in the near future. With the opportunity of the first serve tournament being played in Lincoln, how much can you learn about your team in just those first couple of matches against Pittsburgh and Stanford the weekend?
Oh, we're going to learn a ton. And that's the beauty of that first serve is you're playing early, but you're playing great competition and teams that typically return a good amount of talent. So we're going to be pushed right away. We're going to be allowed to make some changes right away, see kind of what sticks for this team, and learn about maybe some players that haven't been in those type of situations. A big chunk of this group has been in the national championship games, so that not much more pressure than that. But how can we learn as fast as we can about some of the new players? So it gives us the opportunity to do that.
Abby Barmer with Husker Online. This is for all of you, but first, Danny, you said that Bergen's going to be your captain this year. What's the process? How much coaching input and how much player input goes into that? And then for all three of you, why is Bergen deserving of that role?
Well, she was voted our summer captain, so I'm sorry if I misspoke. We'll reevaluate our captains after 2 days when everybody's been together. We added 4 new pieces, so the Bergen was voted after the spring season. But regardless, she's an awesome leader. I think she's one of our most consistent players. She is super competitive, but she also is very empathetic, in my opinion, and she really works really hard to understand her teammates, which I think makes her a really good leader. But we're going to have a player vote like we always do. And in the spring, the coaches didn't vote. But coaches will get a vote moving into the fall. So captains might change, might not. We'll see.
Nate Johnson with Channel 8 Lincoln. This is for Rebecca and Harper, but obviously American Legacy meant a lot to you guys last year, a special relationship. And for Rebecca, being that senior now, what does that mean to be the leader? And for Harper, the relationship between you and Lexi, how do you find, not that you don't have great bonds with the players, but how do you find those bonds with your team?
Yeah, I think just, in any community, in any group, typically the oldest in the room, they kind of do set the tone. And like she talked about, the girls will get to decide who gets the title for captain, but there is also a responsibility in being a senior and keeping the culture alive. And it's other intangibles. And I've noticed that I've had a call on just like the way that I interact with my teammates, intense moments. I'm a very intense individual, especially in the gym. And I think just with some of the younger ones, just one, like them having to step to the plate, but also like meeting them where they're at. And so I've had a couple, and I'll probably will have more conversations on knowing the moment and knowing the individual. And yeah, I think it's just a lot of character development and leadership skills development coming in the future.
Yeah, I mean, we have 17 people on our team this year. I don't know about Becca, but that's the biggest team I've ever been on. And I'm on the older end of it now. So this spring, we really just focus on our relationships and how we can get to know each other better because we have 6 freshmen and then we have Virginia and then Allie coming in as a transfer. So with so many people, you have to figure out one way to make it work. And that's kind of our goal right now. And as upperclassmen, it's our job to hold that culture and hold that team tradition alive because we know the expectation and we know what to expect and we know what needs to happen. So we have to teach the younger girls what to do and how to help them and guide them. So anything that they need from us, they know that the door is always open. But as upperclassmen, it's really on us to keep things moving.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, for the players, who are you most excited to go up against in the alumni match?
Oh, that's a good question.
We've been giving Kelly a hard time
Yeah.
recently. She's been playing with us a little bit at open gyms just for fun, and we really want her to go all out. Like we want the high socks, the spandex, we want everything. But I don't know if she's gonna do it. But I'm really excited to play against Kelly for real this time because she hops in a few times at practice, and then Jordan would be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Allie too. I haven't seen Allie in a few months, and I know she's killing it in beach right now, so it's gonna be fun to see her back indoor. But honestly, all of them. But I would say Kelly and Allie the most.
Yeah, that's hard to say. I don't know. They're all incredibly talented, and I feel like, I played with Allie, but I feel like she's a whole nother beast now, having a season of pro under her belt. So, yeah, I don't know if I have one specific individual.
Talee, right here. Oh. There's a post, so sorry.
Harper, you had hosted a camp last week. I think there were 600 people in the first session, and probably the same, a couple other ones, and you went to a tournament in Chicago. I mean, what do you enjoy about getting to interact with the next generation and young people put on events like that and get to, I don't know, be a role model? Do you consider that? What do you consider part of that?
Sometimes I take it for granted for sure. Someone asked me at the camp if I went to camps like this growing up, and my answer was no. And I didn't realize that I hadn't really gone to anything like that because back home in Michigan, I didn't have people like Jordan Larson and Andy Jackson and Lexi to look up to like that. So I took it for granted for a while, but when I'm able to do those camps and see how many little girls just don't even really care about the volleyball, they just want to be in our presence and give us a hug. We got a million hugs that day. So it's super sweet and it warms my heart. It fills my bucket for sure, because that's at the end of the day, that's my goal. I want to give back and I want volleyball to continue to grow, and I'm grateful and appreciative that I've been able to be a face in that. So anything we can do as Nebraska volleyball players to help grow the sport and grow our own brand, like I'm willing to do it. And it was super fun. And we're just grateful that we had amazing sponsors that put that on for us, because it was a really fun 2 days.
Jake Haley of the Sports Philanthropy Network. Harper and Rebecca, you both have been on the Tom Watson Citizenship team for the last 3 years. What does that mean to you guys?
Talking about Tom Osborne?
Okay.
Jinx.
I say.
I don't know what you said. I just didn't hear it.
Yeah. We kind of shared a little bit when we were live with Big Ten, but I think it's important to give back to the people who support you. And honestly, like the relevance of Nebraska volleyball is because of everyday people. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it feels like the bare minimum when we give back, but they are always so appreciative of it. I mean, we've had like 30 girls on one court and they don't care about the actual camp. They just want to like talk to you. And so, yeah, it means a lot to take time and interact with the people who support us.
Yeah, well said. I think it's at Nebraska, we talk about that a lot. We want to give back, and a lot of athletes, I'm sure other athletes are on that list too, but they make it super easy. They make the options for us really easy to go out on our off days or in between classes to go do little things just to give back, whether it's dropping off food or going to a middle school and taking pictures with kids. It's easy stuff that you don't realize how much it means to the other people until it's done.
Mm-hmm.
This is for Rebecca and Harper. You guys, obviously, Harper, entering your third year, Rebecca, your senior season. Walk us through the preparation of playing a Big Ten schedule, because the conference has had 6 of the last 8 years that represented in the title game match, which is pretty incredible. Walk us through just the general preparation ahead of a season and in the season.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of conversation with our weightlifting coach and with Danny. I think it's important that the players are honest with where we're at, because the expectation is that you're always giving 110%. And so if, the body's not up to par, we have that conversation so that we can be in a good position starting competition, because you don't want to be completely dead starting. So it's a lot of conversation and honesty, but I don't know, in my opinion, it's just going hard in the paint. I feel like there's only so much time you have to actually beat up on yourself, because then by the time you're actually in season, you have to have like a load management, because I don't know, when postseason comes around, you still got to kick it up into gear for about 3 or 4 days. And then it's pretty much whatever you have left is, what you're going with into postseason. So yeah, I would say the biggest thing is just like a lot of conversations are at play.
I mean, I touched on it earlier. As upperclassmen, we know what to expect. We've done that. We've done it. We've been through it before. So I think a lot of it for this year is just going to be teaching the younger girls and guiding them through the Big Ten season, because it gets to a point where it's really hard. When you're traveling, you miss class, you have missing homework assignments, you don't know what to do because you're leaving the next day. And you get really stressed and it can get draining. So I think, but that's part of the culture at Nebraska. We want to be there for each other and be there side by side. So I think a lot of it also has to do with the upperclassmen being able to take charge.
That's for Coach. We talked about Nebraska. Can you reiterate on this stage, what excites you about coaching here, especially with the team that you're bringing back this season?
Excuse me. I'm excited just to get to battle with this team. And it was pretty apparent the first day I came in the gym that this group is really hungry to win. And I think falling short, for 2 years in a row will eat you alive a little bit. And this team is getting eaten alive, and it shows when they play. So I'm excited to see what they can do on the court when we're all together. And of course, being back in Nebraska, it's the fans and the culture and just the game day. I can't wait to have the first game in PBA and again, share this journey with so many people that care so much about it.
Lee, right here.
Two for Danny. First one, is it strange getting ready to start a season and not be with Dan?
Of course, Dan and I coached together for 8 years, so we were pretty good together. We're a good team, so I'll miss him a lot. But it also was great to leave Louisville in such a good hands and know that they're going to be very good as well.
Have you any compared notes much in the last since you left?
No, more talking about non-volleyball things, but a little bit. So I'm sure we'll be bouncing ideas off each other throughout this whole year.
And the other question Brenda said I had to ask, did the Gucci jacket go with you?
Oh yeah, that was mine. That was not in Louisville.
Have you done anything with it yet? Like claimed it? Or?
No, I did wear it to Keeneland, a horse track once, but maybe it'll come back out this year. Not going to get framed. I'll wear it again.
I'll make an offer anytime.
Did I see a hand over here first? Okay. And then we'll go here and then back to the middle. And I think that might do it for our questions.
Danny, this is for you, but why did you decide to bring Rebecca and Harper with you to represent Nebraska?
I think it's a pretty big deal to be asked to represent your school. And, I thought Becca being a senior and the work she put in the spring was certainly deserving. And I wanted her to get to experience this day before she left. And then I think Harper really embodies a lot of what this team is hoping to accomplish, like get through some hard times and rise up and come out even better than you were before. And I just thought she has done the work and spokesperson for our program. So just thought it was a cool opportunity for both of them.
Sarah Barber, Sporting News. For all three of you, obviously you all knew Coach Cook very, very well, and obviously he spent a very long time leading the program. So I'm kind of curious what it's like for you guys in a first year with a different head coach, but then also for you, Danny, what it's kind of like to enter a program following a coach with such a long, successful tenure.
You said?
You guys can start.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not a secret that I had a great relationship with John, and I think we were just really lucky to have him as a coach, and then also have him bring someone like Danny in, because not many programs would be able to bring a coach like Danny in and have everyone stay. We had no one leave, no one go in the portal, and I think that's just a testament to how much we trust John and how much we trust Danny within that. So it's been really exciting, and it's been a learning curve for everyone just because they coach differently. Like, we have different expectations. Things are different on the inside, but at the end of the day, we all just want to win and we all want to be a team and do it together. So that doesn't change, but there's little things along the way that's going to be a learning curve for sure. And we're not necessarily sure like how the season's going to go yet, obviously. So it's going to be interesting when it gets really hard, how we can rise up and how we can figure that out and get through that together. So we're just really excited and grateful to have Danny.
Yeah, it's definitely been weird. I mean, in a nutshell, like, change is hard, guys. Like, it's hard. But I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I don't think there is anyone more deserving of this role than Danny Busboom. I think the timing made sense, the person made sense, and everything. I mean, down to what she believes, to the practice plan. I just feel like what you embody is exactly what we need for this time. And I meant that what I said in her debut conference, like my mom loves her, so that means I love her. And it just makes sense, guys. Like I do believe in divine intervention. I believe that she was placed here at this time for a reason. And yeah, I'm excited and I am grateful for John. I do miss his sappy jokes sometimes and just his presence, but this was the right thing to do.
Well, for me, I think you're not going to replace John Cook. It's just how can you like carry his legacy and how can you live up to the work he's done to make Nebraska what it is. And I think there's comfort in knowing that, you know, he didn't pick me. Obviously, it was administration's call, but I know he had a lot of say, and it was important for him to get the right person. So there's comfort in that, and I also know that he's just a phone call away, and I'll probably be in Lincoln quite a bit this fall. So we'll be, you know, asking him for advice and bouncing ideas off him and talking with him through hard times and good times. But it's just, again, knowing you can't replace him. We got to be ourselves and move on. And we're going to do a lot of the same stuff John always did, but we're going to add a little bit of new stuff too.
Squeeze in one last question.
So they say pressure is a privilege, but Becca, Harper, you guys have talked very publicly about the downsides to that pressure. Can you guys talk as a team what you've done to help keep yourselves grounded coming into this season where, as always, if not more pressure than you've had in the past?
I talk about my relationships with my teammates a lot because I feel like at the end of the day, that's what grounds me and that's what I fall back to. And after 2 years ago, like honestly, I saw the worst of it and nothing can really faze me anymore. And it sucks that was how my story had to go, but that it is what it is. And I'm glad that I was able to come out stronger than that and have my teammates by my side. So now that I'm past that and I have them by my side no matter what. And even through all the positive stuff, that's what makes it so easy. And for the freshmen, I'm sure that's going to open up a whole world that they have never experienced before. And because we've experienced it, we're going to be able to help them and be there for them. But, you know, it's unfortunate that that's where sports has taken things more recently. But at the same time, there's give and take. And we've also had so many cool opportunities and so many cool memories that have come from the growth of volleyball. So we're super grateful for it. But it's definitely something that you have to learn and find ways that you can push through it. And I do that by leaning into my teammates.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that has kept me grounded is my faith. I love God, I love Jesus, and it's allowed me to love others around me better. And it just reminds me that there's life after college. There's life after your job. Like there's just a whole nother way to live. And it's allowed me just to play free. I feel like, I don't know, I've really stepped into being myself in these last 6 months. And it's weird. It's like, I don't really know what to do with all of it. It's like, oh my gosh, I haven't tapped into this energy since I was in high school. And it's kind of scary, but you know, I was talking to my mom about it and she just kept saying like, you're just getting started. Like you haven't even hit your potential. And I believe her. And yeah, I feel like just connecting with people in my community and my church, having real hard conversations with the people I'm here with today, like it has allowed me to just remember what's really important.
Huskers, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.